we need to hire an overweight person to sing at the end of the games. I know where you're going here, and this is wildly offensive. I think where you're going here is it's not over until the fat lady sings. Hey everyone, welcome to Bananas Unpeeled. Jared Orton, Jesse Cole. We are here for episode 3. Thank you so much everyone for watching on YouTube, listening to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify. We've had some amazing response so far. Episode 1, most downloaded, most listened to show in history. Episode 2 is on the pace to be the most downloaded and watched and listened to episode in Bananas history as well. So we are here for episode 3. Remember, this is the show where we go behind the scenes into the minds of myself and Jesse. This is not about just your typical baseball stuff. We are going into the crazy, wild, ridiculous antics of the Savannah Bananas. What are you excited about for episode 3?
I'm just pumped we made it 3 episodes.
Yes.
You remember the first show, we only had one endorsement, my dad.
Yes.
And
who's
now,
still our sole endorser, I think?
Yes, after he watched it, he goes, I still love you. So it's great, the support, but it's been fun. And so I think we want to continue to go even deeper into the behind the scenes and talk about our coaches today.
Yes, episode 3 is going to be about our coaches. Obviously, we've only had 3 seasons and we've only had 2 coaches, but we have had some characters, and we want to get into really, how we met these guys and where they came from. And that's the questions that we get from people all the time. Where did you find these guys? And do they really believe that this is how you should coach a baseball team? And then how in the heck do they recruit these players to come in here and play in front of 4,000 fans and dance and wear yellow uniforms and wear kilts? Like, how does that happen? So we're going to be talking about Shawn West and Tyler Gilliam today, and it's going to be an amazing show.
I actually got to give a shout out to my Wofford coach, Todd Interdonato. During one of the first seasons when I was in Gastonia, we had the players do a conga line through the crowd in the middle of the game. And he's sitting there and he goes, you couldn't pay me millions of dollars. I would never, ever, ever coach for you. And that's probably 99% of coaches would never coach with the shenanigans that we do.
That's what it is. So today we're going right into the craziness, the crazy secrets, their ridiculous habits, the things you probably have never seen before or don't know about. Yeah. That's what today's episode is going to be about. And it's always sponsored by Johnny's Chicken and Waffles. We love Johnny's Chicken and Waffles, and they're a great supporter of the show. Let's talk about Shawn West. Let's go all the way back 2016, really going into 2015. Who is Shawn West? How did we meet him? How did you find him? And how did he become the first ever Savannah Bananas coach?
Well, many people haven't heard the chapter that we had in Martinsville, Virginia, where we helped the league and took over the team as a management for 3 years. Yep. I remember even you came over and slung some hamburgers and hot dogs one game.
Martinsville Mustangs. That was a fun, crazy, wild moment in my life. And we ate tons of fast food and worked a ton of dollar hot dog nights.
And Martinsville is a different market, and we had an interesting experience there and a lot of fun with that crowd, but we had to find a coach, and we didn't know, it's hard to know which coaches will work out well. Right. So fortunately, I coached in the Cape Cod League with Mike Roberts, who's a really well-known coach. His son, Brian Roberts, played for the Baltimore Orioles, and I called him. I said, we need a coach for this team. We had the Gastonia Grizzlies. We weren't even thinking about Savannah at that point, and he said, I've got this guy that's been with me, really fiery guy, a lot of energy. I think he'll be great. And we had the conversation, and it was with Shawn West. And so he came and coached in Martinsville, and he didn't have any of the roster. So it was so late in the process that he didn't have the roster that we struggled that year. but what I saw from Shawn West was this unbelievable energy and likability. I mean, the first day he showed up, he actually went by and introduced himself to everyone on the staff, and shaking their hands. And then I saw the other side of Shawn West. Right. And this is the side that I think a lot of Bananas Nation has got to know. And he goes, Jesse, if I get thrown out of a game, I know you're all about the show, so I'm going to put on a show. And I go, okay, just, be good about it. Just don't go too crazy. Right. And I remember one of the first times he got ejected in Martinsville, he ran out onto the field, was screaming at the umpire, going nuts, and then took the base and walked out of the stadium, literally out of the stadium with the base. Yeah. He took it and walked out of the ballpark, and the whole team's like, what do we do? Because in Martinsville, we didn't know if we had any other bases. So we had no idea what to do. And I was like, all right, this guy can put on a show. The fans were going crazy. Yep. And it actually reminded me of a memory when I played in the New England Collegiate Baseball League back in the day as a player, that one of our coaches ripped off his jersey, took off his complete jersey, and threw it at the umpire umpire walked out of the stadium with no shirt on.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is putting on a show. And Shawn West did a great job with that. So we knew that when we went to Savannah, this would be the great fit.
Right.
He understood the league. He understood the players. So we invited him back, and that's when we saw Shawn West 2.0.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think what a lot of, the second question that we get from a lot of people is like, so how do the players like buy into this thing? And obviously these are the top college players from across the country, but it starts with someone like Shawn or Tyler who comes in and says, I believe in this. I believe that we are doing this for the fans.
Yep.
We are not just baseball players here. We are going to be the heroes of this community. And we tell people from the very beginning, guys, you're going to sign more autographs, take more pictures, have more interviews. And, you know, I'll never forget the first time we announced Shawn West and we had the media calling us and asking us, all right, what's his phone number? We want to talk to him. We want to get in. This was like in you know, early fall, coming into the spring. Everyone is fired up about this, you know, Savannah Bananas coach who nobody had any idea about.
And it's college summer baseball. I mean, it's like the media's calling him. So he's like, what have I got myself into? And he's like, all right, it's showtime. And that's when he first arrived. We were like, we got to go all out.
And that first year, I mean, you know, he was coming into something brand new. We were going into something brand new. And I think that was what made it so fun, is that we were just trying out every single possible thing. We were wearing all yellow uniforms. You know, we had players dancing. We had players come on a trolley onto the field for the starting lineup. And all of a sudden, it's like, this is the show, but these guys are playing to the best of their abilities as well in front of 4,000 people. Let's go back into kind of that first year of just what our experiences were being brand new, but also having a brand new coach and trying to, you know, put all these things together.
I remember the first day, the first practice, I go to Shawn. I go, hey, we want to kind of shoot a video, and I think you should practice with bananas and not baseballs. And he's like, all right, whatever. And literally, so we give all the players bananas. And they're just playing catch with bananas. The pitchers go to the bullpen and they're throwing bananas. And Shawn West is like leading an actual practice like this. All right, guys, let's get our work in. All right, now we're going to work on our running. And they're all running, holding bananas. And then we go to batting practice. And I remember Clint Hardy, who became a hero that first year with his beard, comes up with a banana and literally smacks the ball. And we filmed a video. And that was our first practice. And he was all in. And that's when it started to get even crazier. And it's like, all right, you know what it's about? It's about having fun. And the guys were just having fun. You don't go and practice with bananas. You don't go do music videos. And Shawn embraced it all and really set the tone.
It was amazing. And then obviously as we started getting into some of these videos, you know, we had this basically stuffed banana was given to us, Bernie. And I think that was probably one of Shawn's, you know, really interesting videos that he created when we took Bernie on the road and put him in the bus for the day, and we literally sent cameras on the bus with the players to start filming their own videos. Talk a little bit about that video that he started doing and really became this personality that Bananas fans were relating with.
Yeah, I mean, when we hire a coach, we actually ask for acting ability. Like, we're like, can you act? Can you dance? All right, it's not just about your baseball knowledge. Because we need the whole package. And Shawn never acted.
No, not
he
at
never
all.
danced, but he started to embrace it. He took on this like serious, ridiculous, over-the-top character. And you know, I mean, I remember that video, but you know, the one that I really just lost it at was Dodge Banana. So like, you know, the famous dodgeball scene where they're throwing wrenches at the guys. He's like, all right, we'll set it up the exact same way. And we worked and set up a script, and he's literally firing bananas at our players, hitting them in the face. It was outrageous, and Shawn embraced it.
I think a story that people definitely don't know, and maybe a few people know this, is 2017.
His second year.
We filmed the scene from Bull Durham on the mound during a game, and Shawn West was wild. Like, he played the part to the T. How did we pull it off? Does anyone even know that we filmed a full scene during the first inning of a game with a pitching change? All the fans were like, what is going on out there? Why is the first baseman why is this pitching change? Are we pulling the guy out? Is he hurt? Talk about the Bull Durham scene for just a minute.
Well, first I gotta give a shout out to our director of film and production, actually filming right now, who told me it was one of the most nervous moments of his life.
Middle of the game, 4,000 people.
Because he had to go on the field and shoot a scene while all the fans wanted the game. So the idea was the famous Bull Durham scene. You know, excuse me guys, what the heck's going on out here? Well, what is it? We need a live chicken. We need this to take the curse off. That famous scene you've seen. And we said, well, the only way we can do it real is if we do it in a game. So we worked before the game. The first baseman had to get his line. I think it was it LJ Talley. LJ Talley had to get his line, and everyone came in and had to get their own lines. And so all of a sudden, after the first hitter walks, I think, you see Coach West run out, and then our film director of film production, videographer Ben, starts following him out in the middle of the game. And what happened is they start doing the scene, but LJ Talley, our first baseman, keeps missing the line. So he keeps going back and forth, back and forth. He runs to the mound, then he runs back to first. Then he runs to the mound, then he runs back to the first. At this point, 4,000 fans are like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But we finally got the shot down, came out. And for Coach West, Shawn to say, in the middle of the game, we'll actually stop the game. Shoot out Bull Durham scene is outrageous. But that just shows you kind of how, like, he was like, I'm all in on this. And we created a great scene. And same thing with the Sandlot scene and all these different things. He was like, why not? But what it did, it made the guys have fun. It created attention. And he became a celebrity.
Yeah, he became a celebrity. And obviously, you know, he embraced Darius, the dancing first base coach, that first year in 2017. And then obviously his coming out moment, his, you know, foray into the big screen was Can't Stop the Feeling, when he lip synced Can't Stop the Feeling, the Justin Timberlake song, in a music video. It was really the whole coaching staff. It was pure electricity. Hundreds of thousands of views that video got, and Shawn West led Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling, which we then named Can't Stop the Feeling.
Yeah, and all these videos you can see on YouTube. It's just, they're outrageous. But yeah, I mean, we were going to do a music video, and we popped it out in the middle of July in 2016, and we were all just like dancing and having fun. But he just comes in with this heart, like really JT, like he embodied it, and you know, when he did that, people just lost it, and it was like, who is this guy? And so it was amazing what he did, and I think there's even some crazier stories, you know, about some ejections and other things that have happened, but it really set the tone for what we were trying to do with the Bananas. And we all know, but behind the scenes, the coach plays a huge role.
Yeah, huge.
And that's why moving forward with Tyler, finding a new person was so huge, especially with the bar. That Shawn's not just as a crazy dancer, and when he won the championship.
Year one.
Year one wins the championship, and then year two is like getting hundreds of thousands of views. So I don't know if you want to get into some of these ejections.
Yeah, I think let's talk a little about the transition from Shawn West to Tyler Gilliam, and I think what we'll do is let's talk about Tyler Gilliam, and then let's kind of run a back and forth tail of the tape. Who did it better? Who wore it best? You know, who was the ultimate Bananas coach, perhaps? Well, let's talk about that transition from Shawn West to Tyler Gilliam. We have Shawn West for 2 years, wins a championship, goes to the playoffs year 2, loved by everyone, loved by the players, makes a transition to be with his family more.
Decides to have another baby. That was the problem.
Well, I don't know about a problem.
No, we're very happy for him and his kids,
So he moves on. He goes back home with the family, and then introduces us basically to Tyler Gilliam.
Yeah, so we went for, we needed a national search. I mean, we needed to find who is the next Banana coach. And we had no idea.
We were creeping on people on YouTube, creeping on Instagram profiles, like direct messaging.
There was a lot of creeping, as you would say, but literally, and we're asking them to send videos. Not just of their coaching ability. We want to know, how are they on camera?
Oh my gosh, the first videos we got from Tyler Gilliam, we knew.
It was awesome.
We knew.
But so we're getting these videos, Tyler, boom, baby! He's doing, as he's opening the video, like, this guy's got some crazy energy. But then, during the time, we also got reached out to by a major league coach. At the same time.
So nobody knows that story. So give people like the 30-second version of why this guy even reached out.
So all of a sudden, this coach who was literally a third base coach for a major league team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, sends us a video.
Lives somewhat locally.
Sends us a video and says, you know, I'd like to be the next Bananas coach. And I'm like, what? The major league coach wants to coach the Bananas? And then we got Tyler with his boom baby energy, and we had to make a decision. Because, you know, the experience from the major leagues is second to none.
Of course.
But also with what the Bananas are and the Major League Baseball is dramatically different. Major League Baseball, by the book, by the rules. This is how we do it. Bananas, it's a circus. And so we made the decision to turn down a major league coach to go with this unproven,
put that on the record,
this unproven coach from a community college in Arizona because of his energy and his ability, and you know, Tyler, the passion, man. It just shows. We didn't know if he could act. He even tell you, he goes, I don't know if I can act. I don't know if I can dance. I don't know if I can act, but I'm willing to try. And we're like, let's roll the dice and go with it.
And Tyler's not completely unproven because he hadn't had success in college summer baseball before in the Texas. I mean, tons of wins, tons of championships, and you know, had this pedigree in the college summer baseball ranks. But compared to a major league third base coach that has this pedigree of, you know, 10s and 20 of years, like, no comparison. But what we saw in those videos and the passion, enthusiasm, and excitement that he wanted to bring, and he said, embrace the bananas. I want to find the next banana. I want these guys to be bananas. Like, we knew he was our guy. And man, when he got here, he hit the ground running, and we brought in this group of guys that had the just most insane passion and excitement, not only for baseball, but for performing in front of fans, and really being the heroes and the celebrities and the guys that these fans resonated with. And that was a cool moment when we first got him here, and we knew this is our guy. He believes in it. We're a team here, and you know the possibilities are endless for Tyler Gilliam to be this coach this season.
Oh yeah, it was fun to see, because our first day with Tyler Gilliam, you know, we've tried to get better at our jobs. That's one of our goals, to get better each year. And obviously, the first day the players show up. You know, everyone asks, like, you know, how do you get the players ready? Like, literally, they're playing college ball. They show up that day, and it's showtime.
Yeah, and we film a music video.
So they showed up for Fan Fest that day, and we give them kind of, you know, talk about our culture. We tell the stories, you know, about Russell Wilson when he played for us, and some of these great moments. And you know, I say, guys, all right, just in a little bit, you're going to have, you know, a couple, 2,000-3,000 people watch you practice. And the guys look at me like, no way. I'm like, no, there'll be 3,000 people watching you practice. And I remember always before the Fan Fest starts, we take some of the guys out and they peek and they see lines of hundreds of people lined up to come in. And they're like, this is for real. And what was crazy about Tyler Gilliam, he embraced it all. And then that first day, Fan Fest goes to like 9 o'clock. And they were like, hey, because it's Monday, opening night's on Thursday, we have to do a music video before the season. He's like, all right, what do you need? I'm like, well, we're going to shoot, you know, Backstreet's back, but we're going to do Bananas Are Back, full music video, dancing, everything. It's going to go tonight. They were here till midnight shooting this Bananas Are Back. And Tyler's leading the dancing, and he's, you know, he's never done any of this. He's lip syncing. The guys are in the showers. I mean, that's a crazy music video. But he embraced it. We're like, all right. And he goes, this was the craziest day of summer ball I've ever been a part of, but there's no group that will get together closer and come together like we just did. And it drew the culture and the bond. It was done. I mean, good luck to the rest of the CPL, because we did that the first day.
Yeah, immediately. And then even, you know, as guys trickle in, and most of our fans know that, you know, the guys that come in those first couple weeks, they change and they're temporary and they move on. But every guy that came in was a part of this onboarding process that said, you are here to be a Savannah Banana. You are not just here to play college summer baseball. You are here to be someone different on this team, in this stadium, in this community. And that's where we really start separating ourselves from the rest of, you know, people that are in baseball right now. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, you talked about embracing it. When we first told him we wanted to wear kilts during a live baseball game, what was his initial response, and why the heck did he allow us to wear kilts? And he wore a kilt in an actual baseball game.
Tyler's response every time I call him with the crazy idea is like, okay, okay, all right, well, we could try to figure that out. Because, like, you know, I call him with like, all right, hey, I think our players should do full wrestling entrances, like literally come up like Ric Flair and this, and he's like, okay, well, we can work on that. His response is that when we told him about kilts, he goes, all right, can it be safe? Will they hurt themselves? And because he cares about the players.
Of course he cares.
We do too, but we care about people remember the fun. So anyways, so Tyler's like, all right, well, we'll have to try it out. So you jumped in the kilt, started running around the stadium, showing that you could do it. And we said, all right, we'll give sliding pants. There's always these considerations.
Yes, of course.
You know, I wanted the kilts with nothing on
underwear.
Nothing. It's a better story. But we compromised. Tyler found what was best for the players, and they wore sliding pants. But I think that's his reaction with everything. I mean, when we see a guy, you know, I mean, you know, we got reached out to by the Korean national team the other day about these guys. And I'm like, yes, let's bring these Korean all-stars to Savannah. He's like, okay, well, we just got to make sure they can play. I'm like, they're going to be awesome. Like, in my mind, I'm like, we could just create this. And so I think he's embracing it, but he's now mentally prepared. Whenever I call him, what is he going to ask me to do now?
Yeah, I mean, we get reached out to literally. I mean, we're talking about guys from Korea and people from Puerto Rico and Venezuela. All over the world, people are reaching out to Tyler, ourselves, saying, we've heard about it. We've heard about the success. We've heard about the craziness. We've heard it. We've seen the videos. We want to be bananas. And it's just a testament to what these guys have built in this culture of coming in saying, we'll do whatever it takes to do something for the fans, to be accessible to players, to be accessible, you know, to be accessible to our people. And then Tyler started getting into some of these videos. And he started doing a pregame show called the TNT Show.
Fire.
Tyler
Absolute
Gilliam
fire.
and Tyler Gray on Facebook Live before every game. They turned this locker room into a mixture between like a nightclub, a like UFC fight, and like, you know, a Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, I'll never forget the video.
It's a nightmare, almost like in a dream. game, yeah.
The video where Tyler Gray is in full catcher's gear, and Tyler Gilliam's talking about the toughness, the tenacity. This is what it means to be a banana. And all of a sudden, every single possible item that you could throw at somebody was being hurled at Tyler Gray. Baseballs and chairs and pool noodles and inflatables, and it's like, what is happening?
It's like an alter
down
ego.
there?
It's like there's like the calm Tyler Gilliam, great coach, and then there's this crazy lunatic, boom, baby, and just going nuts.
And they call it flip the switch. Yeah. They know there's moments where we are putting on a show where it's TNT show, it's in the locker room, it's crazy, and then it's flip the switch, clean the locker room. Now we have children coming into the locker room
for
to give them VIP experiences and autographs, and it's like, what is happening?
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know what's happening, but he embraced it. I mean, it was wild. But I mean, thinking about Tyler Gilliam, I still think he had two coming out moments. I mean, the first one when we did the major league scene, and he embraced his Lou Brown and was like, "We're contenders now." I mean, he nailed it. And then Titanic.
Yes.
I mean, we ask a lot of random things. I mean, we've done all these Sandlot, Bull Durham, Major League.
Yes.
But we've never said, let's do a love scene between a coach and a player.
True romantic piece.
It was unbelievably romantic. It's so bizarre and weird. And Tyler goes, okay, I'll try it. And
Tyler Gilliam and Mason Miller.
Who's coming back again this year. And in the whole scene, the famous scene with Jack and, can't remember the woman's name from... Rose, thank you. Jack and Rose in Titanic. That's beautiful.
Confession, I've never seen Titanic.
That's a lie.
Confession, I've never seen Titanic.
I saw it twice in the theaters. Maybe that's something wrong with you. You've never seen Titanic.
Confession, I've never seen Titanic.
All right, I saw it twice in the theaters in 7th grade. I was into that, romance, love. I was still learning,
Neither here nor there.
A whole nother story. So anyways, Titanic, the famous scene was when she goes on the balcony with her hands out and feels like she can fly, and Jack makes her feel like she can fly. Yes. So we said, what if we turn that into him actually teaching hitting and making our hitter feel like he has that same special moment? And so we read the scene, the script, and we put it together. And he said, you're actually going to make me touch his lips? And we said, shh. And he had to touch his lips. And he goes, okay. And we both weren't there for that scene.
Right.
But from what I understand, it was way after a game.
Yes.
The lights were on.
Oh, yes.
It was to like midnight, and they shot this scene. And I remember when they first showed it, I was like, this is the weirdest, most ridiculous, funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and now, so Tyler Gilliam, really, he is a speaker at all these massive coaching conferences, ABCA, and he wears the full yellow uniform on stage to make all of his speeches, and he says the one thing that people bring up to him, no matter what, is, we love seeing you in that Titanic scene.
That love scene.
The love scene from Titanic. So those are both of our coaches. That's our backstory. Obviously, Shawn West has been there, he was there for 2 seasons.
Yes.
Tyler Gilliam's coming back, for a 2nd season, and I'd like to get into really the tail of the tape, the comparison. But first, I have to do our review of the week, fan of the week, and I want to get into this real quick. This came from Facebook, and this was a while ago. This was our fan of the week from this time is from way back when we first announced the Savannah Bananas, and the review goes like this: this is just embarrassing. With the history of Grayson Stadium, it's been reduced to this: a bunch of bananas. Oh well, looks like we'll be driving to Charleston for some real baseball and a team not making a mockery of the host city. All caps, go River Dogs!
That was the review. You actually read it with a kind of an angry tone.
Yeah.
You may have had fun with that tone, but that is a great review, and we appreciate the support.
Yes, and if you guys want to get in touch with us, you can always call Jesse or text him, and I will give you his number right now. His phone is 781-424-2499. You can text or call him at any time. You don't have to leave a review on Google or Facebook. You can call or text him. If you'd like to come by and see me, which none of you have at this point, you can come by on Tuesday mornings. I have office hours in my office at Grayson Stadium from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock every single Tuesday morning.
I'm getting all these calls, and no one's coming to see you.
I think that's a pretty good explanation of what people think about me.
All right, back on track.
Let's get back on track. Let's get to the tail of the tape. What I want to do here is I want to compare Shawn West and Tyler Gilliam. I want to compare their baseball stats. I want to compare their coaching abilities. And I want to make sure we get into the intangibles. Everyone talks about, you can compare people on paper, but it's really the person inside of them that really separates them from the rest. So, Shawn won our championship the first year, but Tyler Gilliam, most wins in Bananas history. Shawn West has had like 10 guys drafted. We had Jameson Hanna, Sulcer, Scott, Peta, Van, Maddox, Purcell, Kenny, Ryland, like tons of guys drafted. But then Tyler Gilliam, only been here 1 year, had the most All-Stars. Tyler Gilliam, 156 stolen bases in 1 year. Shawn West, 30 home runs, not as many stolen bases. Those are the on-paper stats, but I want to get into the intangibles. I want to talk about who can get the most fired up during a game. I want to talk about ejection stories. Who had the crazier ejection story, Shawn West or Tyler Gilliam?
So you literally go from like facts to now you're comparing it, bringing it all down to ejections.
I don't think anyone can separate the baseball stats.
They're pretty close.
I think we need to really dive into the intangibles of these coaches and make sure people know it's not what you can put on paper, it's what's inside your heart.
I think you're crazy, A. But Shawn West literally led the league in ejections. I think he led the nation in ejections. So if you're comparing how many times someone gets ejected, there's no comparison. However, I will go into this. It's not just the ejections, it's how you got ejected, which there's no comparison as well.
Yes.
But is that really you want to go down that route?
I want to go down that route. We literally put a helmet in the stands, and if you were ever at this game, we collected fine money for Shawn West because he had been ejected so many times, and we ran out of money to pay the fine.
It was outrageous. Literally, every fine gets doubled and doubled and doubled. By the third time he gets ejected, we're getting to hundreds of dollars. But it was so funny. We said, fans, if you'd like to help pay for Shawn West's ejection, please throw some dollars into the helmet. And literally people are just throwing money into the helmet.
Yeah.
They thought he was like going to jail, which if he got ejected a few more times, he may have gone to jail.
This isn't a part of his ejection story, but he had to leave during the playoffs. The one that I guess was the second year he had to leave during the playoffs.
Yeah, he had one of his best friend's wedding, who actually didn't end up getting married.
And then one of our assistant coaches, I suppose, decided he took it upon himself to get ejected.
Yes.
Which left our clubhouse manager, Matt Olive, to be the head coach
of the playoff game.
And Matt Olive coached the entire game because Shawn West had a wedding. One of our other assistant coaches decided to get ejected, and then Matt Olive becomes the third base coach.
But I got to give a testament to Olive. He goes, look how far I've come in 1 year. I started as the clubhouse manager doing the laundry to becoming a head coach in a playoff game. So tribute to Olive in what he did in that first year.
It's the true Rudy story.
It is the true Rudy story. All right, back to the ejections.
But then Tyler Gilliam, pretty cold, calm, and collected.
Didn't get ejected once.
I don't know why that is. I don't know if he sings lullabies to the umpires, if he like reads them poems. Like Tyler, when you go out there, do you actually say anything, or are you just like being encouraged?
Maybe from Titanic, he uses his eyes from the Titanic. He just kind of gazes into their eyes to kind of get into their mind.
Does Tyler go out there and just apologize to the umpires for them making the bad call? Like, what are you doing out there?
We need to know, like, when Tyler gets here somewhere, we need to bring him on the show and say, what do you actually say to the umpire to never get ejected? Because he would run out there all the time, but then they would never eject him.
And Tyler's a feisty, fierce kind of.
You've seen him in the TNT show.
Don't know why he doesn't get ejected. So I think Shawn West obviously has the on-field presence of I'm going to demand respect and I'm going to speak my mind and I'm going to get ejected from this game.
We got to talk about the Shawn West ejection that went viral because I think I wasn't in town. I was at a wedding too, and this time I actually went to a wedding where someone got married. Unlike Coach West, the last one. So I'm at this wedding, and all of a sudden I start blowing up that evening. All these text messages, emails from the league, people upset. People are upset. And then I see what he did.
Yes.
And so this was a game that we were actually, it was for Down syndrome, right?
I don't remember.
We were wearing the different socks.
Okay.
So it was already crazy. I think we were doing some type of, for nonprofit. So we were wearing a yellow sock and a blue sock, and everyone had their pants up. Mm-hmm. So we already looked ridiculous, like any game. Mm-hmm. And the umpire was had made some tough calls that Coach West got so upset that he ran out, grabbed a catcher's mask, put it over himself, and then had our pitcher throw balls to the backstop and him mimic the umpire. Strike three, you're out of. So he's mimicking the umpire for like 5 minutes.
It was cringeworthy. I mean, it felt like 5 minutes was 5 hours. Everyone just like cheering, some people booing, umpires are like freaking out, all the players are. I was like,
the players are losing.
What is happening right now?
So I'm not in town, so I'm seeing MLB.com, Sports Illustrated. I'm seeing all these different people address it, and it's getting thousands of views.
Yeah.
He lost it, and I've seen him, take the base. I've seen him throw every baseball onto the field, but he just lost it.
Lost his mind.
And the fans loved it. We had to take everything off. Like we couldn't, it was. But I think the fans got a show, and Shawn always says, hey, if I'm gonna get ejected, I might as well put on a show.
Yeah.
Except when it starts costing us hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yes. Let's talk about camera savviness.
Ooh.
Who has the face? Who has the voice? Who has the appeal? What are the fans looking for in their coach when we see them on camera?
That's debatable. I think Tyler Gilliam became, a movie star by then. His last movie in the playoffs, where he decided to stuff bananas in the players' faces to get them fired up for a playoffs game.
Hunter Wilson,
Jake Sullivan. It was bizarre, and he stayed straight-faced and just firing bananas into people's faces. You're like, look how far he's come.
Yeah.
Come from just a baseball guy to stuffing bananas in people's faces and just being that guy on camera. And I think I don't think it's close. I think Gilliam is really close to being the guy.
Yeah.
Representing the Bananas.
Agreed. I mean, obviously, the Can't Stop the Peeling was an electric moment, but to go cinematic, to go Titanic, to go, the major league scene, to go with all these types of cinematic elements, I think we've really seen Tyler Gilliam potentially going to award shows at some point.
Award shows might be a stretch. Well, you never know. In our category, baseball team managers who become, he's there. And I want to give a tease what he's talking about for this summer. I think he's taking it to the next level. He comes from a small town in Oklahoma.
Ada, Oklahoma.
Not many people know that.
Cowboys and whatever else.
Were you going to say Indians? Because it's not.
No, just Cowboys.
Just Cowboys. So Cowboys.
And Bull Riders.
Yes, that's what Oklahoma's known for. Cowboys. So anyways, he channels that inner. So he actually does, the country two. I don't know this lingo. He does the country two-step.
Two-step, boots couldn't
yes.
something like that.
And he wears boots all the time. Yes. Except he doesn't wear them on the ball field. So he said, Tyler, if you're going to really embrace your roots and, become the person that you were destined to be.
Yes.
You need to start wearing your boots coaching. And he said, I'm in. And so I think he's going to be wearing the full cowboy boots as he's coaching this summer, which I think will start taking him into a whole nother level.
Obviously, we were the first team to wear kilts during a baseball game.
Yes.
Now we are the first team, I'd have to imagine, where the coach is wearing cowboy boots during the game, coaching third base, coaching from the dugout.
And I think he needs to, if he's going to be doing this, he's got to two-step. He's got to bring in his country, little Cotton Eye Joe dances, whatever it does. And Tyler, I know you were watching this. Just be ready. We're going to expect that. If you're wearing the cowboy boots, you better take it to another level because the fans deserve that.
The fans definitely deserve that. I mean, we have a first base dancing. We have a first base coach who dances. Now we have our head coach who wears cowboy boots and does
He needs a cowboy hat. Too. He's got to wear like a cowboy hat too.
I think potentially we just all wear cowboy hats.
So we become like the Savannah Banana cowboy team.
Yes.
That makes zero sense. So I love it. Yes.
Let's go into the one memorable moment that you have for both Shawn West and Todd. What's that one thing that stands out that you'll never forget and tell people about until you die?
Oh, geez. That's so tough. I mean, it's the whole first year was just so surreal.
Yeah.
And I could go into these ridiculous moments with Shawn and Tyler, have a bunch of them. But, to win the championship and have the team celebrating and Shawn run over and give me this big hug and it's like, we did it. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, it was a circus. Yeah. And the fact that there's no reason why this team that's never played her before, with a coach that's never been a part of this before, win it all.
Yeah.
And we did. And it was pretty special. So I think it's just, I'm so glad that he got to do that. And then next year, we had the most wins at home again. So, we won. So, I'll remember that moment. But, it's hard not to remember the crazy videos and how he embraced that. For Tyler, do you have one from Shawn?
I think for Shawn, I guess for me it was just being so young and him just being really available to do anything we ever imagined, and always being in the media, always taking the interviews, always just being that guy who said whatever you guys need, like I'm here for. Because we were just so. We had no idea what we were doing.
We still have no idea what we were doing.
It was our first year, and we needed someone to come in and take the reins and drive this thing home. I guess my biggest memory going to that championship game was seeing Bananas fans tailgating at the championship game.
8 hours.
In Peninsula, Virginia.
It's actually like Hampton,
Virginia. We're playing the Peninsula Pilots.
Yes.
And I texted Shawn and said, there are Bananas fans tailgating for this game tonight.
In banana costumes.
They skipped work. drove up there by himself, and he goes, "Are you serious?" I said, "This game is going to be crazy." And all of a sudden, we had like 20 or 25 fans 8 hours away for the championship game, and the Shawn and the guys are looking up, just like thumbs up, cheering everybody on. We lose that first game, they stay for the second game, and yeah, we win the championship that first year, and it was like, this is a storybook movie script ending.
Yep, that was best. And I want to go with Tyler. So I think one came to me about Tyler. Many people don't know, so this is behind the scenes. After every game, after everyone leaves, 4,000 people, we bring the whole staff together and we talk about our fans' first moments and the crazy stories, and some I'm sure we'll share on the show that you don't know actually happens during a game. And, you and me always talk. We have our staff talk about some of the cool moments. And day 2, the second game, all of a sudden we're talking, and Tyler gets out of his chair, Tyler Gilliam, and says, "All right, guys," and gives this pep talk like to our entire staff. He goes, "This is the best culture I've ever seen. I've never been a part of something like this. I love you guys." And I'm like, I'm getting inspired. I'm like, I want to go play for him. And like literally, I was like, I want to go grab a bat and play for this this coach. And I was like, wow. He inspired our whole group, and we came together, and Tyler Gilliam and the whole coaching staff were there for every single night after the games to be a part of our staff chats. We weren't just players and coaches versus the front office. We were together. And what's happening going into this year, the entire coaching staff is coming back, which is unprecedented in college summer ball. So I think one big thing that I've seen from Tyler is just, man, he knows how to inspire, bring people together. And after that moment, I was like, wow. So this is special.
Those are your coaches. That's Shawn West. That's Tyler Gilliam. Obviously, we're having fun comparing them. They're both amazing guys, and they both have amazing intangibles. And we've just had so much fun getting to know them. And obviously, the fans getting to know them and seeing them live and in person every single night. Being there, coaching Savannah Bananas has been outstanding.
And I'd also love to know some of the other people's favorite memories. I mean, they've seen a lot of things. Maybe the favorite video that you've seen of them. Maybe the favorite thing in the game. But we're just very lucky that we've had these two coaches.
Let's get into the idea box. I hate this thing. It's ridiculous. The ideas that come out of it scare me because I have no idea where they're going. So we're gonna go idea box. We're gonna start asking questions of people. Please, if you have questions, let us know. We will give you answers. A lot of you haven't been asking any questions at all, but we have answers for you. And on the secondary part, we have questions, so you should be providing answers. If you have comments, questions, ideas, thoughts, let us know. But we're gonna get into the idea box right now. All right, we need to hire, this is I guess a statement or a question. We need to hire a team grandma.
100%. Yes, and here's why. Remember in the months we were trying to find Tyler Gilliam, we didn't have a coach the first few months, and we had the conversation about should we bring on a team grandma instead. The players can manage themselves. We bring in a team grandma, and we were very close. We actually had some grandmas reach out to us to be our team grandma, and I go back to when I was 10 years old. And I was playing AU baseball. There was this grandma called Grandma Mcnulty. She was one of the players' grandmas. And before every game, she would bring us cookies and kiss us on the forehead. And stop laughing at me. This is a great memory. She'd kiss us on the forehead and give us a cookie. And we were so pumped to do well for Grandma. We wanted to do well for Grandma Mcnulty. And this is a real memory. I played better because we had a team grandma. I think college players deserve a team grandma, and this is something that I think we can still have a coach, but bring in a grandma to deliver cookies, but most importantly, deliver love.
Yes, yes. Certainly. I mean, we have host families. We have post game. We need someone who can provide this sense of maybe they knit sweaters for the guys. Something like that.
That's really unbelievably biased to think like a grandma's that they bias. It's the love. It's just being there for them. Before the games, when they go on the road, just give them a hug. So if someone's interested in a team grandma, we are seriously thinking about this.
If you'd like to be the Bananas team grandma, text Jesse. All right. I think this is actually, I don't remember if this has ever been done before, or this is why it's called the bullpen, but how can we put bulls in the bullpens?
Yes. I did write about this in my book, and it's yet to happen. I have this vision of having
live animals.
If it's called a bullpen, why aren't there bulls? At least miniature bulls. So in our bullpens, maybe just the visiting team, put actually live bulls in there. Good luck trying to warm up, but then it's an actual bullpen. Right now we're lying to the people. These aren't bullpens.
No, they're not.
They're pitching mounds.
You could also turn it into cow patty bingo, where you put the bingo marks on the field and the bull goes around and poops, and then fans win money based on cow patty bingo. I think that's a great fan experience for people, that they have the bullpen, they have live animals on the field, and we allow the fans to win money based on where the cow poops.
Done.
Last idea. We should...
You can word this however you want.
We need to hire an overweight person to sing at the end of the games. I know where you're going here, and this is wildly offensive. I think where you're going here is it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Yes, and I will preface this by saying, like, you know, people that are comfortable, you know, with who they are, you know, opera singers, you know, whatever. But at the end of the game...
So all opera singers are overweight is what you're saying?
No. This is where I will get all the calls and emails. No, just the idea of having someone singing at the end of the game. In the 8th inning, 7th inning, maybe we are winning the game by a lot. We're winning the game. Yeah. People know it's over. You know, it's just, it's...
Do we have the origin? I need the origin of...
Yes.
How that phrase came about. Like, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Like, where did that come? Was there really a fat person singing at the end of the
game? I don't know. It's the idea. We have to figure it out. But the reality is, I think the origin of how that came about. But it does add a level of, this is the end of the game. People should know what's happening, and some level of humor.
Could it be an overweight man?
Yes.
Who is more comfortable with himself?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, again, I don't know. It's just someone unbelievably comfortable and confident. I think that there actually is a movement where people are comfortable with who they are. And I'm just saying, like, I think there's something that could be a lot of fun with that. So I may get hate mail. I may get nasty calls.
Send that.
But it's just, and I don't know who that idea came from.
I don't either. I mean, it's weird that it's all on the same pieces of paper with the same handwriting. But seriously, if you know the origin of the phrase... not over till the fat lady sings, let us know. We'll figure it out. And if you're interested in being a performer at the end of the game, singing songs to fans, mocking the other team as we're winning,
yes,
you can sign up to do that.
Yes.
Question of the day. What else do you want to see our coaches do? They've been in videos. They've worn kilts. They're wearing cowboy boots next year. What else would you want to see our coaches do? It could be on the field. It could be off the field. It could be in the community. It could be a video. What else do you want to know about them? What questions do you have for them? What else do you want to see from our Bananas coaches, and especially Tyler Gilliam, this upcoming year? Leave it in the comments. Send us an email. Come by and see us. Let us know what you want to see for the coaches. Any last words on episode 3?
No, I think, hey, we're rolling now. We made it through 3.
Yeah.
We're going to get to 4.
We're going to get to 4. Tune in next week, next Tuesday, every Tuesday, 9 a.m. on YouTube, on the podcast. We'll be right here talking behind the scenes bananas. This is Bananas Unpeeled.
And keep going, Bananas.